10 possible opponents for Cody Rhodes after WrestleMania 38.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Soheb and you are watching Wrestling Fact.
Number 10. Damien Priest 2021 was extremely kind to Damien Priest's career for eliminations in his Royal Rumble debut, one of which was in a Marquette's tag team with Bad Money that was very well received and one of the best United States Championship reign in year, being Rhodes' first feud back under the WWE banner comes with a considerable amount of pressure, but Priest has proven he is capable of bringing that weight. Plus, if Priest plays his part right and makes the most out of this potential program, this would easily lead to him being set him up as a contender for the unified WWE Championship or whatever they are going to call it by the end of the year. 9. Apollo Crews, as good as 2021 was for Damien Priest, the same can't be said for Apollo Crews. He seemed to have new life breathed into him when he debuted his Nigerian royalty persona, won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, and put the massive Commander Aziz in his corner. But since being drafted to Raw, Crew was actively floundered. His last win was a 6-man tag team on the January 10th Raw, and his last singles match win against John Morrison on the October 25, 2021 episode of Main Event. A feud with Rhodes would give his career another match needed refresh, or at a very least if gets him some quality TV time, which was not exactly been the case of late. Number 8. Austin Theory. He may be relatively new to the Raw roster if you don't count his first call-up, but Austin Theory has currently made the most of his time there. He latest 22 minutes in the Raw Rumble, he was one of the final two competitors in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship, him taking an F5 from the top of a pod being a highlight of that match, and his WrestleMania match against SmackDown commentator Pat McAfee was one of the more heavily promoted matches on the mid-card. There is now here for Theory to go but up and being ranked on his ladder to the top would be facing off against Cody. Number 7. Bobby Lashley. The return of Bobby Lashley from injury and his WrestleMania match against Omos is a rushed attempt to get both stars on the weekend-long card in the event that they don't continue that feud. Post WrestleMania, a rivalry with Rhodes would provide the former WWE champion with a great opportunity to engage in another high-profile matchup. Number 6. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is currently one of the best part of SmackDown. His in-ring ability remains top-notch, his promos and considerably entertaining, and his feud with Johnny Knoxville has progressed in a natural way, nothing rushed, with each interaction on their road to WrestleMania elaborately details if the two former Intercontinental Champions would bring that level of planning and care to feud with each other. It would make for a compelling build to great match. Number 5. The Miz. It's inevitable that Rhodes being on Raw will result in a match with The Miz for his entire career. Miz has proven himself as mature as the two WWE thoughts in his in-ring performance, promos, work, and mainstream crossover appeal. Since returning from Dancing with the Stars, Miz and had back-to-back highlights feud with Edge and Rey Mysterio, so facing Rhodes would be natural progression. Whether Miz and Maryse versus star of Rhodes to the top however, remains to be seen. Number 4. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the first SmackDown star on his list, but he's also the least luckily candidate for now. There are a few qualifiers that needs to happen first. Either Rhodes or McIntyre needs to turn as a good guy versus good guy feud would eventually to do nothing to get other man over. Then this year's inevitable draft would have to put them on the same roster, but once everything is lined up for this SmackDown, it would be an anticipated match that would fire up the crowd on any card. Number 3. Edge. In a match that no one would have accepted 10 years ago, Edge will face off against AJ Styles at WrestleMania 38. Have accompanying new character and entrance music make it clear that the Hall of Famer still has a lot of gas left in the tank. But while the rumor mill churned about who has his opponent would be no doubt fueled by Edge's own promos, Rhodes was one of the names talked about to be his opponent instant, which came with its own hype and anticipation from fans. Should WWE decide to make this match later on, all of that excitement would undoubtedly follow. Number 2. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has just had what arguably one of the biggest moments of his career, a WrestleMania edition of the KO show and a main event match with a pissed off version of Stone Cold Steve Austin since his retirement 19 years ago. Well, a match with Roots won't beat that segment in terms of objective hype. It would make sense narratively. Roots win over Rollins would make bringing in his best friend to gain a measure of revenge is the next logical step to progress that particular feud. Number 1. Finn Balor, one of the most solid workers in the company today. Finn Balor has been long overdue for his current push, getting a clean win over a strong champion. Damian Priest, the current United States champion, is proving why he is deserving of critical position on Raw. If they don't immediately put Roots in the main event picture, a title feud with Balor would make both men shine brighter than the gold they are fighting for.